Hakeem Jeffries, Democrat from New York, is joining us right now. Leader Jeffries, how are you?
Hey, good. Great to be with you.
Great to have you. Lots of questions going on here. The president is going to make his big address tonight to the nation on update on the Iran war. What are you hoping to hear from the president about this incredibly unpopular war?
Donald Trump and Republicans have gotten us into a reckless war of choice with no plan, no objectives, and no clear exit strategy. The war clearly has not made us safer, but it has made life more expensive in this country, and it needs to end. Now, the American people have, as you've pointed out, Melissa, have expressed themselves from the very beginning of this conflict, because our view in totality is that billions of dollars are being wasted right now to drop bombs in the Middle East, but the same group of extremists, Donald Trump and Republicans in the House and the Senate, won't even spend a dime to make life more affordable for the American people. In fact, we know what the war is doing. It's increasing costs. Gas prices are skyrocketing through the roof, and it's hurting everyday Americans all across the country.
So tonight, are you hoping to hear a plan for withdrawing from Iran? And if so, what will that mean for the control of the Strait of Hormuz, which still remains in the hands of Iran?
And that's a challenge that Donald Trump, of course, has created, had no clear strategy or preparation done to deal with this eventuality. And that's part of the problem of how this president and Republicans have conducted themselves from the very beginning, sort of just unleashing chaos and extremism on the American people and on the world. Now, it will be interesting to see if the president has articulated a plan to bring our allies together in order to get the situation in terms of the Strait of Hormuz under control. But he's not going to be able to accomplish that objective by criticizing and bullying and name-calling our NATO allies, which is what this guy has done from the very beginning of his presidency, and is completely and totally ineffective.
So one of the criticisms of this war is that the president has never really consulted with Congress, as is required under the Constitution. Last month, a war powers resolution that sought to restrain the president was issued, but failed in the House. It was not passed. As this unpopular war continues, do you think the momentum on Capitol Hill is going to shift? And do you think there will be more members of the Republican Party who are willing to criticize this president and the way this war has been conducted in the absence of congressional approval?
Certainly is my hope, but I'm not holding my breath, because House Republicans have, from the very beginning of this presidency, conducting themselves not as not as a separate and co-equal branch of government, but actually like a wholly owned subsidiary of the Trump cartel. These people continue to bury their heads in the sand and just serve like a reckless rubber stamp for Donald Trump's extreme agenda. The war is so deeply unpopular. It's been so ineffective in accomplishing whatever objective Donald Trump has articulated from day to day. And of course, it's making life more expensive for the American people. It is my hope that upon our return, when we will have the ability to bring another war powers resolution to the floor of the House, that a handful of House Republicans, we just need a few more to join us, and we can successfully enact a resolution that would require Donald Trump to end the war immediately.
You mentioned one of the dynamics that has made this war so unpopular has had real constraints on affordability. Now the White House is reportedly eyeing a $200 billion funding request for the war, and the president has also reportedly suggested that additional cuts to health care may be necessary to fund the war. How is the Democratic caucus going to respond to these measures? Will you be opposing this? Will you seek concessions on other issues? Are you planning to make this an issue as we go into the midterm cycle?
Well, it's my expectation that there will be strong opposition amongst House Democrats and Senate Democrats, as has already been expressed by many members across the Capitol. And, by the way, there should be some Republicans who join us. The notion that Donald Trump entered this country into a reckless war of choice, is spending billions of dollars to drop bombs in Iran, but won't spend a dime to actually extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits, to reverse the Medicaid cuts, to deal with the damage that has been done to the economy as a result of the Trump tariffs, and then wants to come back to the taxpayers and ask us for as much as potentially $200 billion is out of control. And, I think one of the reasons why Donald Trump is now talking about trying to do this through the budget reconciliation process is because he knows his only hope is to try to jam this down the throats of the American people in an extreme partisan way. But I think the American people, as they've done with the one big ugly bill, will furiously react to any effort to continue to cut health care or cut nutritional assistance in order to actually fund Donald Trump's reckless war of choice.
Well, there was widespread public outrage about